Okay, so anybody who's been sticking around to my channel for a while has probably noticed this channel slowly but surely became a Blender channel. Starting from the worst to the best, I will be ranking all 9 of my Blender models and animations. Starting off with what is probably my only bad model in all of Blender, it's gonna be, drum roll please, it's the Uzi model. Now the reason I think this way is because there was a time when I was confused on major differences between extruding and grabbing vertices, so I had experienced much confusion and problems while creating this model. One being when I grabbed vertices not knowing that my problem could be fixed using extrude when I wanted, for example, to move vertices up without affecting the rest of the model. This led to problems such as spending an additional 5 minutes or so fixing this, using stupid or lazy methods leading to the model looking like garbage. Also, I wasn't using materials at the time, so another reason it looked ugly. Okay, this one isn't bad, but it isn't very good either. And that is the Barbie cup model, or just the slushy cup. Now when deciding what to do for my third ever model, I decided not to do a type of gun because after making 2 gun modeling videos prior, I thought if I made a third one people might start thinking I'm mentally ill. So I asked my friend if I could make a model for them for a possible future video or game. I asked if I could make a Barbie cup, and they loved the idea, so I went ahead and did that. It was the model I was the most proud of at the time, and I was glad I stepped out of my comfort zone for once. After finishing the model, I thought it was without a doubt my best, but after looking back I now realize it could have been so much more if I added materials and more stuff like a render. I did remodel it at some point, this time with materials, and personally I think that one was better. Okay, this is the one, and I mean the one that started it all, and that's going to be the pistol model Aka the gun. It was a time when I was finding life more and more boring, but I remembered watching Danny make Carlson and 2-star make Choo Choo Charles. After watching them use Blender, I was so interested in Blender I did a little more thinking and decided it was time, because I do plan on being a game developer at some point, and knowing how to use Blender could come in handy someday. So I searched up Blender beginner tutorials and I found the perfect one. Ryan King Art's Beginner House Tutorial. You probably thought I was gonna say Blender Guru's Donut, but nope, and I don't regret the decision choosing Ryan over Guru whatsoever. So I suffered some problems while making the model, one being not using the mirror modifier or wireframe mode or the numpad. But I did fix most problems caused by it. Now what brings this one so down for me is the trigger part looks like garbage, and that's why. Now why this one is better than the Uzi and the slushy cup is because I don't think it needed materials to look good. It still looked good on its own. I was proud of it then, and I still am to this day. Hey, so before we begin the next part of the ranking, I just wanna take a look at some honorable mentions. All of the honorable mentions are stuff I haven't uploaded but I still think deserve a spot on the list in the honorable mentions section. These include my boombox model. I think this one is nice, cartoony and colorful. Next, the wine glass. I made this one quickly without any problems. This one was made to test out the spin tool. What I did is I got a photo of a wine glass, I got one vertex and extruded it along a path and used the spin tool to make it more than some vertices. Our last one. This is a dart model I made to be part of what originally was gonna be my first animation. It looks good. Honorable mentions are now over. Okay, back to the ranking. Just to be clear, this is where the models are now good and not that ugly. So this is the worst one of the good not ugly category, and that is the Dunkle. If you don't know what the Dunkle is, it's a character type thing it my friend made. This was made for my other friend's birthday. It's a fish horse emoji type thing. It leave me alone. It looks good, I guess. One thing about the model I did is for the render I made a cube and made it big, added some effects, and now it is a good looking environment. So back to the Dunkle. My main problem with it is it clips through sometimes, and that bothers me. That and the ugly top part. So recently I started a series called Turning Established 2D Characters into 3D Models, and I enjoy it. I wanted to make the Eye of Cthulhu from Terraria, but that didn't go well, so I was listening to MineTurtle and I thought MineTurtle, and so I wanted to use the 3D outline, which worked well. The model itself is fine, but the outline kinda carries it. But there are a few places where the outline gets weird, so this model is good, I like it, but the outline could be better. Fourth place is gonna go to my fourth model, the Froggy Frog. Okay, so I was running out of ideas on what to model, so I asked a friend on Discord on what to make. They sent a photo of a frog drawing. After making it in Blender, I was so proud of it I made a final render and it's now my channel PFP. This model looks amazing and the most unique to all my other models, if I do say so myself. This was also the first model I made using the materials, so yay, I love this model. It's my personal favorite, but anything ranked above this is better critically. Before we get into the final 3, this is honorable mentions round 2. We only have 2 honorable mentions this time. Alright, first one is a golden toilet, but before you judge me, it was for my friend's new Discord PFP. After not knowing what to model, another friend of mine said golden toilet. After both of us loving the idea, I got to work. This one I have not uploaded for obvious reasons. I love avocados with all my heart, and I was like, let's make a pile of avocados, but since my computer can't handle rigid body physics, I had decided on only one avocado, and it still worked. I did follow a tutorial for the material, link in the description. Okay, thank you so much to everybody who made it this far. We are now at the final 3. These are the best of my creations, and here they are now. At third place we have my first ever real animation, the Whopper animation, also being the video that is responsible for me reaching 200 subs. So after failing to make the dart animation mentioned earlier, I decided to do a Whopper animation. So I got to work. After encountering some rendering and sync problems, eventually I made it. I had finished the animation. I'm so proud. Thank you all so much for 200 subs. So anyways, this isn't at the top for reasons such as towards the end I got lazy and just decided thick bacon would work in this situation. So I did that. Also, the Whopper itself looks a little ugly, mostly the lettuce. So yeah, third best. Let's head to the next one. At second we have the BFDI flower. This decision is kind of biased. Nah, not kind of. This is biased. Shut. Okay, so I love BFDI, it's my childhood, okay? I even went out of my way to figure out how to use the announcer voice for this video. I love this show so much I even made Flower in 3D, which was fun. I enjoyed every second of it. I love the model so much, from the face to the colors, it's just so amazing. At first place, the best of the best. This one is probably the one I'd make a beginner tutorial series out of. I mean, it has it all from modeling to texture painting and materializing, rendering, adding a background using HDRIs. So much potential for a tutorial series, so if I ever do make one, this will be it. So this one was made to test my skills so far, and I've come a long way. FR, it's great, but it looks a little weird without an outline. That's all. Thank you so much for 200 subscribers. I'm so thankful. Bye y'all.